Hello everyone, it's been a while since my last video, so I'm just going to give you guys an update. Those of you who are in the fantasy draft with me, just so how Wrestling League Supernova is going. I would still like to do a diary for this at some point, just had a lot going on. Gonna give you guys a very brief, not gonna literally take an hour like I did last time to show you guys my roster at the moment. I have two separate brands now because the roster very much basically doubled. Now I have 71 active wrestlers on my roster. So Akinori Kwakami, obviously teaming with Noriori Sanda. He is on both brands because they're the Dynamic Duo champions. American Elemental, he is on the Velocity brand, which is the more junior-based brand, and he is main eventing over there. He's got popularity of 83, 84. So he's almost as popular as, like, the champ Magnum Kobe and everything. Avalanche Takano, he's just a lower mid-carder. I believe he's feuding for the, one of my mid-card title. I don't even know. I don't have it memorized, I just kind of book it. Bobo is coming along nicely, he's at 36. I was going to sign Moroy as well, but he, I believe, got signed to a written contract. Barayu Sajiro, he's basically there just to put everybody over. Battle Sakata is there just to help the Demolition crew. I honestly only signed them because Taheji and Tatsukichi and Zeshin were all in developmental for a little while. Black Eagle, newest acquisition, honestly, just got him like a couple days ago. He got hired, and I was going to have him and Red Panther, aka Phenomenal E, who I did originally sign to my roster. I was going to have them feud for the Super Junior Tag Team titles, and they were doing so, but most recently Red Panther actually got injured, and I believe he got a sprained ankle, so he was out for like a month or two, so that kind of derailed that, but that's all good. Random tag team signing just to have a tag team with some experience, and pretty much nobody from the Australian roster actually went. Blake Belushi and Rick Stantz are there for the Melbourne Blondes. Buddy Garner is on loan from Real Japan. Well, he was on loan from Real Japan. Real Japan kind of got mad at me because I believe I signed somebody exclusive from them. I don't even know who it was. It wasn't even anybody that important, but I think that it somehow, I think it was the game glitching was before they patched it, and basically I was trying to sign one of my workers that was on loan to them, and it was glitching, and he hadn't fixed it for a couple days. I ended up having to cancel that, and they went to war with me. And I believe in turn I also went to war with WWU. Another recent signing, I believe he just debuted on my last show, honestly, Bulldozer Brandon Smith. He's teaming with, oh yeah, he debuted in a tag team match, and now he has good chemistry with CG Jimbo. Great chemistry as a tag team. Burning Exile still there in the Back in Black stable with Hijiri, and the Great Hisato. Cameron Vessey's still relatively new signing as well. Just signed him. He's just coming along very nicely. Like, you look at his stats there. He's got 88 in basics and 81 in psych already. I mean, this game has been going on for, yeah, I'm in June of 2016, so it's only been a couple, like 6 months. But there's been a lot of guys' contracts coming up because of the brand new rosters. None of them are set to have certain contracts or anything. Crimson Ghost, signed him up. He's just kind of floating at the moment. He's actually got the Terrific Trio titles. He's a protege of Super Joe Shoya, who I also signed just to kind of have some experience on the roster. He is the Terrific Trio. We'll go over the champs later or whatever. Dark Eagle, he's road agent. I have him signed to sometimes have matches as well. I mean, he's 51, so he's a little limited, but he's got almost 50 popularity. So Death's Head, signed him, kind of a little random signing there. I had him in developmental, I believe, for a while, and he and Delirium were teaming up down there, and that's what I love about the developmental series, is that they can gain a decent amount of experience because, and especially if you put it as a touring promotion, they'll be teaming all the time, and so you'll get them with a little bit of experience like when they come up. So I believe they're at like 20 experience or something like that. Speaking of his tag team partner, there's Delirium right there. He's loyal. I don't remember what I did to make him loyal, but he's loyal. Probably just signed him. I haven't seen a whole lot of guys become loyal. But Delirium, I actually have the wrong picture for him. I didn't realize that until right now. That's better. See, that's the picture I always use for him. But Delirium, yeah, they're teaming up as the Lucha Terrors. Devilfish, as I said earlier, a lot of guys from Australia just went unsigned. So Devilfish and Lone Shark are here. They're the junior dynamic duo. That's my tag team. My junior heavyweight tag team titles is the junior dynamic duo, after fluctuating with a couple of different names. But Devilfish and Lone Shark are here. They are doing very nicely. Devilfish is coming along pretty nice. I mean, neither of them has a psych to really be a main eventer just yet, but I think Devilfish very well could. Eagle Kawasawa, obviously he's part of the Terrific Trio Tag Team Champions too. He's getting there. Like, he's Optimus's protege, so when he came available, he was somebody I was all over. I wanted him. He's a great positive influence backstage. He is a locker room leader. He's 34. Damn! I literally had not noticed his basics in psychology until right now, 90 and 91. So he could very well be moving up the card very soon, but it's just a matter of he's in a stable with Crimson Ghost and them right now. So Ian Miyamoto, he's coming along very well. I think he got in trouble a couple of times for steroids, actually. Because I could tell. I mean, I think he popped a while ago, or like he just went from he turned something. I think he turned ripped. Yeah, he was ripped, and since he got popped, he actually, I believe, has gone back down to toned. But so yeah, he was ripped. That's weird. I just now noticed that. It did say ripped, but now that he's been popped for steroids, he's gone back down to toned. He's 29. He's coming along very nicely. He's in the 90s in terms of pop. I've been feuding him with multiple people. He just rose the card really quickly. He won the that's what my title is, the mid-card title. He won the Intercontinental title there for a while and was feuding with CG Jimbo for it. Isaku Hoshino, he's suspended right now. What did he do? I can't even think of it at the moment, but he made somebody mad, or he crashed somebody's car, and it like wasn't the first time, and I just didn't want to deal with it from him. He's a negative influence anyways, I believe. And so I just kind of suspended him. He's been gone for a month, and it sucks because he was just starting to feud with Ian, who has since gone on to other things and is now feuding with Sensational Dragon because he's on the Heat brand. I separated Sensational Dragon and Magnum Kobe because they really, really don't like each other, and they're both very manipulative, so they're basically turning half the roster against one another, as I'll show you in a little bit. It's frustrating. But Elemental 3, he's the one who I signed. I believe I actually basically traded for him, because I wasn't originally going to sign him. But he's kind of just floating at the moment. His psych is at 60 or 76, I mean, and I don't think that that's really gone up a whole lot. I mean, I could be wrong. Oh yeah, I guess he starts at 70, so he's going up to 76 in about 6 months. But see, it seems like he might be capped now, which is not good, especially for how many wrestlers I actually have in this promotion. Emerald Angel, obviously after the deal with Real Japan broke down, I was able to sign Emerald Angel, who I originally really didn't want to be on my roster because he's just backstage, he's terrible. But yeah, he's there. He's not really doing a whole lot. I believe he's feuding for yeah, he's on Velocity, so he's feuding with Magnum and American Elemental. But he was going to win the Terrific Trio title, but then I just kind of threw him in that one, and it would have been nice for him to get a title, but I don't really want to worry about that, and just in case he starts acting like a dingleberry. So Fujio Narahashi, I don't have his other pickup, do I? Keep forgetting I asked for all these picks a little bit ago. There we go. Then there's Funakoshi. Yeah, Fujio is, I think he's just kind of floating. Yeah, he was in developmental, that's right. And him and Stealth Z, of all people. I didn't make their tag team, but they formed one together, and it was called Total Eclipse. And they were the first tag team champions down there. And they are at, I believe, in the 30s in terms of tag experience. Like, I don't think they have a lot of chemistry, but they're both, you know, they're just kind of floating at the moment. You know, they're young. They're only 26 and 20-something, so... But yeah, he's just kind of floating in the tag team division right now. He recently got called up. He's got minor positives still. Funakoshi is somebody who's very interesting because he's in a tag team with Hironobu Kobayashi, who's right there. But he's significantly better. Like, basically, I threw him and Kobayashi together just to help Kobayashi develop. And the only problem with that is, first of all, Kobayashi has more star quality. But he's not nearly as good a worker, and he really doesn't have the potential that Funakoshi does. And so Funakoshi just kind of started to break out on his own. He's in the 70s, I believe, yeah, right now. He's in the 70s, and he's upper mid-carder. He's gone up to main eventer a few times, but he's on the Velocity brand. See, and that's the part that's kind of strange, because, like, that's the weird thing. I tried to kind of separate the juniors and the more heavyweight guys, and he's basically a heavyweight. But he's kind of holding his own. I believe I actually separated him. I did. That's what I did. And Hironobu is over on Heat, and he hasn't been doing a whole lot since they broke up. He's just kind of floating right now, because obviously he's only got 63 in Psych and 72 in Basics. So, yeah, but he's got charisma. He's got more charisma. Like, so it really was a good tag team, but it's just a matter of, like, Funakoshi's just rising up the card so quickly in terms of his ring work. So, I just feel like I'm holding him back. Like, they might reunite at some point, but not just yet. Hijiri, a.k.a. Tsuneo Nagamoto, he is, or was, the first ever Shooting Star champion, which is my lighter weight mid-card title. And he has just been, he was doing awesome. He's still at major positive, even though I've had him lose a couple of times since, and he's actually lost in defenses of that title against him. But he's just still, he's super hot, he's red hot. I believe he won the Terrific Trio Championships, too. That's right, he did. Yeah, that's right, because they won it in the first month. And so they held the Terrific Trio Championships. He, Burning Exile, and the Great Hisato held it for a couple months. And he held the Shooting Star title for a couple months and then lost it to Orange Shuchi, I believe. But Hiroaki Nakasawa, he is the one, I believe I don't know, I think he might be, he's not in decline, but he's not getting better, is what I think is going on there. Because, I guess he got like 2 more points in psychology, but he's 39. He's set to be the owner, but honestly, I'm using Optimus as my user character. So he's just, I just set him loyal, I believe, so he doesn't leave, because technically it's basically his promotion. I haven't actually done a Watcher game for this. I really want to, though. But basically, he's just kind of there. He's having great matches and everything, but he's not really on the level of the other guys. He's just there for the star quality and his popularity. I've been winning I've won every month in terms of the national battles. It's not a problem. Hiroshi Morisu is there to team with Battle Sakata, and they're both, as you notice, they're both on pay-per-appearance contracts, so they're really not doing a whole lot. They're kind of there as basically glorified jobbers, but they're both well-known enough to where they're not just opener and enhancement talent. So they're just kind of there. And I honestly pulled up Teheji and Tatsukichi and Zeshin, so they're kind of teaming. Oh, I think Tatsukichi's still down there, but whatever. One of my random developmental signings, because he was, I don't know if he was free or if he started somewhere. I think he was free because the only Mexican company is Hell. And so basically I signed him. He didn't want to go into developmental, I believe. And I basically just said, you're going anyways. And he did alright. I put him in a team with La Estrella. I think that's how you say that. Excuse me, I don't really speak Spanish. But the Hollywood Luchador, you'll see him in a minute. But I put them in a tag team, and they were doing pretty good. And he's been more successful than La Estrella. And I knew that was going to happen because he's a significantly better in-ring worker. He's not necessarily great, but if he develops well enough, I think he could be. Now, with the addition of star quality actually gaining, he could be a big star. The only problem is he's got to keep his attitude in check, because I really am not going to take any crap from him, you know. So he's somebody I'm very interested in. Inihiro Yoshizawa, I always do that. He's there with Noritoshi Miura. Obviously, I signed them during my draft. And they won the... Yes, they won the Terrific Trio Championships. They haven't won the Dynamic Duo yet. Dynamic Duo has basically been with main eventers so far. But they won the Terrific Trio a while ago with Marihito Masuko, and they were called the Apocalypse Elite, I believe. They're still going on. They're feuding with the current champions right now, Crimson Ghost, Eagle Kawasawa, and I think Relampago is who that is. But yeah, they're doing all right. Jacob Jet, as you can see, he's not even assigned yet because I literally just signed him. He hasn't even left his contract yet. I kind of had to fight for him. I didn't know if I wanted to at first because he's not as good as he was in past games, which is kind of weird because he's only 29. But you would think that he would have gotten better. But oh well. He's interesting signing for me. He starts out basically not known at all in Japan, so where I can go from that, we'll see. Kazunori Yamura. I had him teaming with Sojiro Sen, and he's like... The problem with him is that he starts out as a middleweight, and so you basically have to push him in the heavyweight division. He's not as talented as the other heavyweights, and I wanted some more brawling lightweights, so he's actually in the midst of dropping weight at the moment. So he's actually going to compete with the juniors on the Velocity brand for the most part. Of course, my top pick, Kozu Kawashima. He's doing well. I mean, he's advancing and everything, and he's putting on good matches every month. He was the first, I believe it's, what the hell is my main event title called? Well, right now it's called the Heat title, but it was called something else in the beginning. Universal, that's what it was. And funny, WWE just did that. But now, Kozu, and he's just kind of floating at the moment because he lost that title to... Who did he lose that title to? Oh, he lost it to Toshiharu Hayabanshi, who's killing it. He got significantly better. Kozu's only 33, so he's still got a couple years to advance, and he's probably going to advance for a couple more years yet. La Estrella, the other tag team partner, as you can see, I mean, he's got the aerialness, the aerial prowess, I should say, but he doesn't have the technique and the brawling of his partner, Huracan Sandoval Jr., and he's got good charisma, though. I think he's actually got more charisma than he does. Yeah, a little bit. And so it's a good tag team. They're both luchadors, so they're actually teaming as the Mexicutioners. The other Mexican tag team that I have is called the Lucha Terrors. Lone Shark, we already talked about his partner. He's never really struck me as being as good as Devilfish. I mean, he's just not. He's just not. But Magnum Kobe, of course, the guy that it broke my heart not to be able to initially draft him. It really did. I was so upset. Because anybody you talk to, I wanted to get him. But yeah, he's here now. He is the Velocity Champion. He debuted. I believe in his debut, he won the belt. I'm pretty sure. Let me check. No. In his debut, he actually lost to Sensational Dragon. That's right, because in his debut matchup, he and Sensational Dragon faced off, and Sensational Dragon, of all people, botched a move and almost injured Magnum, and so they had a simmering tension. And I should have known better, but I was like, hey, I'm going to meddle them before a show. And that's what I did, and they turned into a strong dislike. Now, it wasn't a problem for the first couple of shows, but the more that it went on, yeah, if you can see that, not good. Because all these things, like I think a couple of them I've turned around, but Ian Miyamoto I tried to meddle with because he doesn't have a negative personality, but he ended up strongly disliking Magnum as well. But you see, all these people, basically, Sensational Dragon was just like, yeah, I botched a move with him, and then he was just a dick about it, and now, and it's just drama, and so now all these guys don't like him, so that's why I separated the brands, literally because every show, those two were pitting people against each other and eternally frustrating me. Man of War is here because Excalibur, I signed him, and he's not nearly as good as his partner. He's got charisma and everything, but he's not really that good. He's not pulling his own weight, and that's why he's on pay-per-appearance. He might be gone very soon, considering how well Excalibur does. Marihito Masuko, this is taking way too long. Masuko, he's there. He's doing well. He only came in a couple of months ago. Masaru Yugaki, I haven't even pushed him as single, really. I haven't pushed him as singles yet. Masaru Yugaki is actually the Heat champion right now. He defeated Toshiharu Hayabanshi for the title. So now he's got 91. Kozu has, I believe, 90, yes. And, so he's just doing very well. Matthew, he's a champ. He's been putting on stellar performances. He's not, I don't know, he's interesting because he doesn't really have a whole lot of babyface skill. So it's strange. I can't put him as a figurehead or anything. I believe the figurehead right now is Magnum. But Matthew Keith, he's actually on loan. I don't have him yet, but I will. He's coming to me whenever he's done with his contract. Yeah, he's doing well. He's basically been around a couple of times. I've had him team with Tommy Cornell, who I loaned out a couple of times, or have loaned for a couple of times. Mercury's here. He was in developmental, I believe. Now he came up, and he is, he's there with Emerald, which that's the only protege-mentor combo that I don't really care for, because putting Mercury around Emerald Angel, he significantly, his social skills backstage really declined. He turned into a very negative influence, just like his mentor. But it happens. And announcer, yada yada yada. Color commentary, yada yada yada. They're just the same. They're just a little more popular now. Nariaki Hitomi, he's just a strange signing. He's somebody who's done really well in this WEXXV game that I had going, and I still have going, actually. He did very well, but his legs are shot. Like, I always forget how shot his legs actually are at 34. So, especially in WEXXV, he keeps getting hurt, and like, oh, he didn't get hurt, but it's weird. I don't know how to explain it. But he's just kind of floating. He's actually got minor positive right now, because he's kind of just been on the lower end of everything, but he's pulling his own weight. He's doing alright. But Noruto Shimura, we already talked about them. They won the Terrific Trio titles. They're just kind of there right now. There'll be bigger plans for them. Noriori Sanda, he and Akinori Kwakami won the Dynamic Duo titles a couple of months ago now. They were the second champions, the first champions being Black Magic of Yasuhiko Taira and Yasunobu Masuno. Optimus, obviously me, my road agent. He's a great guy backstage, although it doesn't really show out because I haven't playing as him, but it's whatever. Orange Tsuchi, he came, I don't think he got signed exclusively to anybody, and I was the only one that he wasn't with. That's right. I was the only one that he was not with, and so I signed him, and I just managed to keep him, and I believe he's actually got next big thing potential, if I remember correctly. So that's a good signing. He's doing well. Quizmaster is doing all right. They're enhancement basically at the moment. Blake Belushi and Rick Stantz have gotten a little bit of a push, but Quizmaster and Quizzical Mark are just kind of there. They're good wrestlers, but they're technicians, and they're a little limited in terms of Japanese style. So Reaver, yeah, Quizzical Mark, he's a tag team partner. He's the good influence. I actually like Quizmaster more. I always have. Reaver, he's unfortunately one of the only people that's on time decline. He and Rhino Umaga are both on time decline. That's pretty much it for my entire roster that's on time decline. But he's doing alright. See, I was going to have Emerald Angel, and I believe Crimson Ghost win the Terrific Trio titles, but then Emerald Angel was needed in the main event because the main event storyline, and somebody got hurt or something happened. I don't even remember right now. But basically, he's just kind of floating at the moment. He's been teaming up with Relampago. That's right, because they won I believe they were the inaugural Junior Dynamic Duo champions. He and Hio del Relampago, or as I have him known, just Relampago. I'm not really doing the Hio. Red Panther, he was under the name of Phenomenal E until Black Panther showed up, or Black Eagle showed up, and I put him under a mask, and he got hurt, like I said, in like the second match, first maybe second match that they had. Relampago is part of the Terrific Trio champions. He's doing well. He's just, I don't know what's going to happen with him unless he gets some more style quality. I don't know if he'll ever main event. Rhino Umaga, as I said, is on time decline, so that's going to give me a chance to push Samoan Machine at some point. The other half, Rick Stantz, the actual, the less approachable one of the two, and I really like Belushi a lot more, but they have such experience, there's no point in separating them. Ryo Kajihara, obviously I signed him as a personality. I believe he's on the commentary team also, so he does well. He's just kind of there, and he's anything that he has to do is just great. It's gold, and I believe I have him on stage as a commissioner as well. Samoan Machine, doing okay. I mean, he's positive, so I don't know really. He's just kind of floating in the mid card. He's great influence. He's more over, I believe, than Rhino is. Yeah, by like 7 points. So he's more poised for a singles push whenever he wants it, depending on how much he improves since he's already 35. CG Jimbo, obviously one of my favorite signings that I got, even though I really don't know the guy that much. I haven't played with him a whole lot. He's 28. He's got great star quality. He's got all the potential in the world to get better. And he won the Intercontinental title from Ian Miyamoto slightly before he got a little bit bigger of a push. And he just lost it, actually, to somebody that I'll mention in just a minute. Kind of a crazy out of left field signing that I made, and it wasn't cheap either. Sensational Dragon, obviously, like I said, he's on Heat. Yes, my brands are Heat and Velocity. That's right, I always love Velocity. I don't know why, I thought that was a great name for a show. Heat was just, I was like, whatever. That seems cool. Supernova and Heat, whatever. Sensational Dragon, like I said, he and Magnum are on separate brands. I literally made 2 separate brands just so these guys couldn't tear the whole roster apart, and he's doing well. It's a little bit different because he's over there with a little bit more of the heavyweight, so he's fighting a little bit different competition than Magnum is. But he's pulling his own weight. I mean, he's feuding with Ian Miyamoto at the moment, and they're tearing the house down. Like, he's got 90s in pop, and he's not really causing a whole lot of drama backstage except for the Magnum thing. So, like, I gotta watch him at pay-per-views. Like, it's weird. Sometimes I suspend one before the pay-per-view just so I don't have to deal with it. Shimedzu, he's there just to have a good positive influence backstage. Extremely positive, that's right. And he's a locker room leader. He took Snowstorm underneath his wing, so he's helping him out, teaching him all kinds of stuff every once in a while. Shinpei Hiroshi. Did I skip Commander? I feel like I totally did. Yeah, that's Commander. That's the tag team partner. He's doing well. He's actually got the Shooting Star title, or he did. That's right. He had it, but he got hurt. He was the Shooting Star champion not for that long, though. Yeah, he was Shooting Star champion for like literally almost 2 months. He was going into a match and he injured his pectoral muscle, which wasn't really something that he had to vacate the title, but it was a matter of he was injured and I wanted him to not. I don't want anybody injured to have it and not be able to defend it. I had somebody debuting, and so he lost it in a 6-way matchup. I'll show you who that is in just 1 second. But Shinpei, the other one, I believe I actually separated them. I don't know, though. I'm not entirely positive. My computer's doing all kinds of crazy crap. It has this button just mashed down for some reason, so I can't even see what I'm trying to show you. Come on, get off the fucking screen. Okay, so yeah, he's on Heat, and I believe Commander's kind of floating at the moment, but generally he's on Velocity. So yeah, they're separated. There's no massive thunder. I wanted to give Shinpei a shot to shine. He's more of a brawler, so I put him over on the Heat brand. I'm not having him bulk up and weight. I don't even know if he can, honestly. I don't think he can. He can, but I haven't had him do it. Just so in case, because I think they won the Junior Dynamic Duo. That's right, they did. They won the Junior Dynamic Duo as well for a little while. Snowstorm's there. He's not really doing too great. He's got a little bit negative momentum, but that happens. He's just kind of floating. He doesn't really have the star quality you'd think. He's got all the talent in the world, and he's got room to improve. But Stealth Z is obviously an amazing high flyer. He's got 90-something in basics, 94 in, or not basics, flashiness, which is always awesome. He's got good charisma. Like I said, he's actually in one of the stranger tag teams. He's got major positive momentum, which carried over since developmental. I haven't even had to really push him. He's just been doing well, and he and Fujio are one of the more interesting tag teams because it's like a bigger guy and a smaller guy. We don't have a lot of those tag teams around here. So they continue to get better. They might have a run with the Dynamic Duo titles. Superdo Shoya, locker room leader, basically just signed him to help people out. He took Crimson Ghost under his wing. He's got a good relationship with Samoan Machine. So he's just helping out. You know, he's just helping everybody out backstage. Tadakuni Toshisai, obviously probably the best entertainer in Japan, in all of Japan, no doubt. He's been coming along very well. He's all his skills are pretty much improving. Obviously, he's never going to be a technical master or anything, but he's got very good skills, especially considering that he doesn't really start out that great. Tahaiji, he just got pulled up. Him and Zeshin were teaming in developmental. I don't know if they actually teamed together a whole lot because I don't think that they really gained a lot of experience. But basically, he's just kind of there right now. He's got minor negative. He hasn't had a whole lot going on since he started, but he's good. He's very underrated. He's got very underrated technical skills, especially for a guy that's basically strictly a deathmatch guy. I've always been a big fan of his. The Great Hisato, he's just kind of there right now. You know, he had his little run with the Terrific Trio titles, but he's already 44. I kind of just wanted to have that in there just to let them have it. Like, they deserved it, and that might be all that ever happens. One of the big out-of-left field signings, Tom Gilmore, after the war began, he was swooped up, had a little bidding war between everybody, and I ended up with him. And they aren't cheap. Like, you'll see, he's 31,250. Sensational Dragon's up at like 50 right now because he always asks for a raise. Tadakuni's at like 39. I believe Magnum's at about the same as Sensational. Yeah, 48. He should actually be making more because he's actually, I believe, basically the most popular guy I have on the roster. Yeah, he's got 93 all over the board. Tom Gilmore. Tommy Cornell, I do not have him because I believe he's actually the owner. Yeah, he's the owner of, oh, what the hell is it? I think it's New. That's right, it's Unscrewed's promotion. And so he's doing well. He's coming over every once in a while and tearing the house down, and he hasn't really been winning a whole lot. Like, he's won a couple of matches, but I believe, yeah, I got him up to 70s in Japan. So Toshiharu Hayabanchi, somebody who I signed, and I was a little weary about it because I tried to keep with the somewhat younger guys, and I was actually going to sign Hiroyasu Gakusha, who I actually don't like as much as I do like Hayabanchi, but I signed him for the reason that he's got 92 star quality. He starts out, I believe, at 70, but now he's at 92 and 93. He's the most over heavyweight that I have right now, even Kozu included. He's come across very well. He and Tadakuni Toshusai were in a little tag team. Like, they won the Elite Heavyweight Tag, or the Elite Dynamic Duo, I believe is what it's called. The Elite Dynamic Duo Tag Team Tournament. Oh, Elite Duo Grand Prix, that's what I called it. And they won that together, and they were feuding with, who were they feuding with? I believe they were feuding with, like, Sensational Dragon or something like that. And they were just doing very well. And he was getting significantly more over than, or he was just having amazing matches. And so I put him in there with Kozu, and I ended up having go over Kozu. And it was not a bad idea. He only held the title for a couple months for Masaru's sake to get it because he's already 39. You know, he's not in decline, but he's getting better. But it's just a matter of just want to keep things fresh. Venom and Yoshi obviously are still there. Big shock signing, Casey Glenn, who I always rename. For those of you who love Fire Pro Wrestling as much as myself, you will understand this reference. Vince Von Trapp. If you don't get it, I don't really want to tell you, but if you do get it, go ahead and post in the comments. I'll get a little kick out of that because I just love it. He was who I always played as in the Game Boy Advance version of the original one. And so he was always fun, but he's obviously using one of my alts that I made where his hair is super blonde and his eyes are super blue. I don't know. I always liked that render the most, more than any of the other ones. He just seems like a guy that should always have a good render to me. You know, I don't like his basic render. Not any shot on anybody, but for a guy that's that damn good, he should really have a great render. And so he does. He came in and he actually won the Shooting Star title in his debut. He'd come over on loan before, but it was under a different character. But so when he came up as being available, I was like, yep, got him. And I don't think I had to pay too much for him. Yeah, he's signed for almost 17K, and he's coming along very well. His basics are at 99, psychology is at 85. He's easily going to be main eventing the junior scene very soon. You know, he's 24, so it's a matter of I don't want to rush him. It's kind of impossible not to because the guy gets over so well on his own. Another shock signing, Wolf Hawkins. Oh man, I had to pay so much for him to start out at like 10 popularity in Japan, but he grew very, very quickly. He signed for 53, 280, which is almost more. It might even be the highest contract I have. Yes, it is. He is signed for the highest contract that I have for him to start with almost no popularity in Japan. He's signed for 5 years. Now he's at 63, so he's going to be main eventing very soon. There's no doubt that I'm just going to push him right up there. He's going to be main eventing very soon. He's putting on very good matches. He beat CG Jimbo for the Intercontinental title, for him to have a mid-card title before he just kind of shoots right up there. Excalibur is there. He's just kind of doing his thing on the mid card at the moment. Not a whole lot of momentum. He was in the developmental brand as well for a little while, teaming with Man-O-War. Yasuhiko Taira. They started out very, very hot. He and Yasunobu of Black Magic. They started out very hot. They won the titles. They were feuding with Akinori and Sanda. That started to kind of get bland to me. Maybe not necessarily in the ratings perspective, but that's not all that matters to me. So I was sick of booking them against each other, and I felt like they needed something different. They ended up losing the titles, and now they're feuding with, I believe they're feuding with Tadakuni Toshusai. I think. Because I think he's on that brand. No, he's not on that brand. So who are they feuding with? We'll go into it in a minute, but I'm actually going to separate this to 2 videos, so if you want to watch this one, you can watch this one. But at this point, you've already been watching it for a while. So, I mean, if you're sick of listening to me talk, then you'll go and watch the actual show after this. Nobu. He's doing a little bit better than Taira is, actually. Oh, yeah, that's right. I got somebody to do a new render for Yasuhiko Taira. I forget your name right at the minute, but it starts with a W. I've only seen you post a couple of times. But yeah, they've been doing very well. Yasunobu has been outperforming him. I mean, he's got 85 basics and 77 psychology. I think he's getting better. I hope that his star quality grows a little bit. If not, it's whatever. He's never really going to be quite as good as the other heavyweights. But if he grows, because Taira is 5 years older, so if he by chance goes into time decline, he will get a big singles push. It's just going to happen. He's going to main event. He's going to do whatever. They're both in the 70s right now in terms of pop. I know that. I signed a second referee, Yasuyuki Terakato. I believe he's a positive influence. Yes, he is. He's a positive influence, so I signed him. He's got 80s and 80... What the hell? Did he get, like, significantly better and I just didn't know? Yeah, that's insane. He went from 82 reffing when I signed him in... I don't even know when I signed him. He hasn't been with me that long. Maybe he has. I don't know. Yeah, I guess I did sign him in January. He went from 82 reffing. He is now at 100 refereeing, and I didn't even know. He's at 100 refereeing, and I had no idea. So yeah, he's a big ref. Good for him. Yoshi Shiomi, he's teaming with Venom, as anybody who's ever played Burning Hammer knows. They're just kind of there right now. I feel like they might get a trio, because I don't even know if necessarily I want to even push them enough to get the Dynamic Duo Junior titles, because they're okay, but they're both kind of older, 36 and 35, you know, like they could have a run if they get a little better, but if I don't have anybody else to put the titles on, I don't know. I think I kind of underestimate them. Yuma Mariu, I don't know if that's how you say that or not. I don't know how you say that. She's literally only there because Kozu, I don't even have a women's division. I originally was going to have one, but I believe what broke me doing that was Devil Karubi getting signed. So I never did that. So she's just there just basically to hang out with Kozu and keep him happy. And she's great influence backstage and a locker room leader. So she's 31, which I feel bad that I have her on a paper appearance, though, so anybody else could really sign her. Cause basically everybody else fell the cult. Basically, literally, everybody else fell the cult. But Zeshin, he's doing well. He's coming along pretty nicely. I think he's got next big thing potential, if I remember correctly. No, if we look at the companies, you see Fusion, Colt, Heartland Championship Wrestling, Colt, Hell, National. That doesn't shock me at all because he ended up with a monstrous roster. Monstrous. Like, he signed everybody big in friggin' Mexico. He even signed Tadayuki Kikawa, which I was like, damn it. because I wanted to sign him just for his 90s in Pop in Japan. I don't even know. And so literally he's basically just over there. If he is, I don't even know if he's still over there. There he is. Yeah, he's got a little bit better. He's at mid-Carter. He's got, yeah, he's up in the 40s now, but he starts at like 12, and I was like, man, he signed him, and he's like 40-something. Why? But Hollywood Championship Wrestling, they're still at National too. I guess I didn't even realize that. I thought they fell. I think they did fall, and then they went back up. Maybe. Maybe not. They've just been doing very well. Ironically, the company run by Big Magic is ranked as #1 in the world just because they have the biggest stars. So there you go. They're leading the pack. I always hate the way that the rankings are set, though. I think it should be whoever's the most over in their region. You know, I get it, but like it's just weird because Japanese people aren't as over all over the world as American people are in this game. So that kind of makes that a little flawed. Like, I wish there was maybe an option, or I guess it really doesn't matter, but yeah, their figurehead's Rocky Golden, which of course that'll help any promotion. That's probably literally what kept them so high, because I haven't actually been looking at their shows. Yeah, I guess they pulled an 84 on their pay-per-view the other day. Big show of June, it says. Yeah, but basically they average at 80 and 70, so really they shouldn't be still at that. They should have fallen a little bit. But, so they're well. New Age Wrestling Federation, they're at Colt. New England Wrestling, that's the one that shocked me. They fell to Colt, probably because they're in national battles with Hollywood Wrestling Company. Like, I don't know what that looks like in terms of points, but it's gotta be, I guess it can't really be that close when you really look at it, because Unscrewed just kind of signed a lot of guys that he liked instead of guys that are necessarily going to help him in the national battles, because there were two different kinds of people in that draft. There were people that signed the big guys and people that were going to help them, myself included. I signed a couple guys I didn't really want, just for the advantages that they would give me in terms of the AI and in terms of starting the game, and they definitely have. Nova Next Generation, I ended up with Munamitsu Sanmatsu, and he's main eventing down there at the moment. I think I actually had him start on the main roster for a little while, but there wasn't really a whole lot to do with him. Now I have brand split, so I could very easily bring him back up. But he's down there. Gankuro Kamiyoka is down there. He's actually a 6-man tag champion down there with Sozin, Ishinomori, and Azumaro Shimizu. What a weird team. But yeah, so they're down there. Ricky Storm is down there. He's main eventing. Wow, look at that. Yeah, he's main eventing. He's got 54 in Hokkaido. And, so he's down there main eventing, and basically this is my little developmental roster. You can take a quick gander at that. There's a couple of, Ray Snow there's interesting choice, you know, Nigel Svensson, the Brisbane Devil, he's one of the weirder signings. Suburban Legend, yeah, he's there. Yellow Flash is there. Got a bunch of people to teach him. The ref should be getting better. God, I hope he's getting better. It's weird that the one went to 100 and the other one I don't think has really gotten a whole lot better at all. Yeah, he's gained like a couple of points. But yeah, he's getting there. But then there's just a bunch of people just literally there just to help out. You know, announcers getting better. Utomaro is getting better. But so yeah, that's that. Project X Wrestling is 5th. They're doing alright. They fell to Colt. They fell to Colt. They fell to Colt. Real Japan, who I was, like I said, in a working relationship with when we started, has kind of fallen apart. I mean, their top 2 stars are Yoshimi Mushishibu, who is 40, excuse me, and Hiroyasu is 37. So basically their top stars are kind of aging, and that was kind of the problem with that promotion to begin with. A lot of the guys were a lot older. Granted, they had Um, they had Tom Gilmore and I believe Emerald Angel. Emerald Angel was like the youngest guy that they had, really. Um, I don't think they. I can't think right offhand who else they really had. Summit Wrestling System. Tim Westybrook is main eventing there. Eddie Peak is main eventing. Joshua Taylor's main eventing. They're at 7th, but they also fell to Colt. The Heart Club, the women's promotion that was run by Happy Owens. That's right, because he got the top pick. And they signed Devil Karubi. He's at 9th. I wonder what kind of rankings they're getting. Or ratings, I mean. Damn it, I can't see. Yeah, I'm not even going to worry about that. Welsh Valley Wrestling, obviously M Heroes Draft Promotion. They're at 8th. They're at Colt as well. I think that the Heart Club actually started out as. Yeah, they've only run. They don't even have a TV show. That's weird. They don't even have a TV show at all. So they just kind of run a main event pay-per-view every month, and they've gotten 70s. They might even fall. Oh, I don't think they'll fall from regional because they start or from Colt. But yeah, Welsh Valley Wrestling is doing their thing. I think they're the only British company, if I remember correctly. World Wrestling Union is okay, but kind of the I don't know. He had a very interesting roster because he signed a couple of guys that were like really young that could really help him out, like Masa Kurata, Razan Akamoto. Man, now he signed Razan right when I was going for him too. Um, and Suki. Suki was the same thing. I was about to draft him, and so basically Suki and Razan could carry that promotion in a couple of years, but basically Pride Koizo, Kanoji Hori, Raymond Diaz, they're all in their upper 30s. Chojiro, yeah, because he signed Chojiro and Buso, I believe. So they're kind of, he was a little bit, he was wiser about that. He signed some pretty decent younger stars. So they could be competition in maybe a couple years, but, very interesting. He's got Moriyuki Mayuka, or Miyaki, that's how you say that, as well, who's an interesting catch. I hadn't really looked at him. In one of my games, he ended up with like 88 star quality or something. I was like, wow. So yeah, his roster's just kind of there. It looks like, why is he down so far? That's weird. I don't know if Murat's active or not. Doesn't say he's injured. I don't know. He shows up as like the very bottom. I wonder why that is. But yeah, he's just kind of there, and they're doing all right, all things considered. I think that their promotion is kind of unbalanced though, as of yet. Like I think it's one that will grow, but it's only been getting 80s. Oh, they had an 89 rated event, but that was in June, so that was actually earlier this month because they do tours. I forgot that. And that's the best event that I can see. They have a 95 main event between Kitoaji, Hori, and Diaz. So that's Chojiro, right? Or yeah, I think that's his name. Yeah. So he's just kind of he's up there. He's doing well, and he's good. I don't think he has a whole lot of star quality behind him, does he? No, he has 85. Interesting. Yeah, he's pretty good. He doesn't really have the basics in psychology. It's just a matter of I don't know. Japanese companies are weird in this game. Um, Rich Money and all them over there in Wrestling Heroes of America. Quit messing up, computer. Yeah, they're at Cult as well. And of course me. I'm still at National. I have not dropped. I haven't even come close to dropping. I haven't necessarily gained a whole lot 'cause it's kind of hard to get really, really good events, but in terms of like my history and stuff. That's not what I wanted. Come on, computer. Whatever the hell, I need a new monitor. yeah, in terms of show history, my last couple ones have been 87, 85. Since the brand split, they've been getting better because I'm focusing more on individual workers. Yeah, in May, I had a 92 and a 90, an 88. Yeah, I can pull the ratings. That's no problem. It's just a matter of I got to book like a perfect show to do so. But yeah, so that's it for this one. I know this video's gone way, way longer than I wanted it to, but that's okay. I hope you guys liked the little update and everything. Let me know, and I'll have a show video up as soon as I can.